Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, for our Bitcoin 4 hour, that's the one, Bitcoin 4 hour first. As you can see, well, we did have a wick down, touch our trend line to the dot again. That's twice to the dot. But it does seem like we are coming down, well, to test it again. And, well, I wouldn't expect it to necessarily hold this time. But again, I have been saying it is not the worst thing in the world. We can get supported by the bottom, by this 11,500 zone area, 11th, well, just basically around here. This line could be adjusted slightly. We love moving this line, but either way, it's not an exact science with trend lines. But yeah, realistically, as long as we hold this horizontal, we are still doing okay. If we do lose that, then yeah, clearly the bottom of this this range around 11,000 would be the logical high probability target. I would guess so. Yeah, it's sort of in one of those do or die zones. Looking at wider markets though, the dollar has been slightly strengthened today, but stock markets have been strong. Nasdaq, S&P, I believe they have closed on all-time highs. Both of those again, I believe so. And then gold, well, gold and silver, a bit like Bitcoin, they're not really doing a lot there or thereabouts. Not looking as strong as stock markets. Yeah, that's we'll have a look at those other wider markets though anyway. But yeah, I think we are, well, this trend line is certainly in jeopardy. That's what I will say. We realistically have got to get it back above this 11,900 to start looking good again, and that is, well, that's about $300 away from price now. That is not ideal. $100 below price as well is the important area to the downside to hold. So realistically, we're $100 away from basically an important level below us and $300 away from one to the upside. So what do I think is going to get hit? Well, just playing a pure proximity game. We are clearly closer to the downside. Looks like we're breaking through this just now as well. In real time, 11,600 about to go. So yeah, I think we'll pretty much I wouldn't be surprised if before we even finish this video we see basically this bottom side tested, which is at exactly 11,530. But yeah, hopefully not though. Hopefully not. We'll see what happens though. So let's have a look how the stochastics are doing. The 4 hour, which was full of promise this morning, full of promises and well, unicorns and rainbows and all that jazz, has now turned back down. So not ideal. Certainly not ideal. And not 8 hour, sorry. 10 hour, which had turned up, has actually turned down. So that is not good from such a low zone to turn back down. And 12 hour still steaming down there. So like I have been saying, if 12 hour can get down here and then have a nice curl back up, that could be the well, the foreteller of good things. And daily again coming down. I mean, I have been saying it looking like a bullish reset, but I can't say that when price is clearly coming down, can I? Because it isn't a bullish reset if price is coming down. And here's obviously the daily time frame. You can see on the daily though, 1, 2, 3 touches of the trend line. If we do reverse from here, it's gonna be odds on that we do break the top relatively soon, and yeah, well, statistically break to the upside. We have obviously got another savior in the case of this horizontal that we have obviously spoke about when we were looking at the 4 hour time frame. So we are at a critical point. We are at a critical juncture here for BTC. I would look to the overall strength of the stock market to potentially help us over in BTC land. Tesla, speaking of the stock market, Tesla, look at that. It was breaking down. It was looking like it was going to break down, and then look at that move to the upside. But we will look at something potentially a little bit more relevant to us, such as the dollar index. Yeah, as you can see, dollar index stair stepping its way up. Low, low, high, higher low, higher high, potentially bull flagging it out here. I mean, again, this is the very important level here. If we get above here, then things are gonna be looking well, looking dicey for the people that want dollar weakness, put it that way. But yeah, but again, I keep saying, do I think we're going to get up here? No, clearly not, because trend is a friend. And if we go to the daily, you can see that it's a clear daily downtrend, nicely spayed moving averages, basically testing the daily 21. Yeah, we could get it into this trigger zone, but ultimately you just have to go with the trend. So obviously trends are your friends until the end, and trends do end. Obviously trends end. But yeah, I mean, look, we had similar move up here, moved up, and then yeah, all the way down, moved up, and then so I am expecting down, and we are literally testing that level that I just told you that we would probably see in the video, and we're right there now. So how else are we doing in other markets? I tell you what though, KSM holding up really well. Kusama, Polkadot testnet, Polkadot alt, one of my favorite coins, one of my largest, is my largest position. Is holding up very nicely in the face of BTC down, all altcoins pretty much down heavily. Anyway, so over to again to the that's the dollar index. If we have a look at gold as well, you can see gold is obviously struggling to regain this daily 21. But this is there's a long wick, it's brought back up. If we can regain this horizontal, which we need to gain this horizontal first, and then break this trend line, it'll be party on again in gold. Put it that way. It'll be party time again, for all those gold holders. Yeah, Nasdaq. We'll just have a quick glimpse at that Nasdaq. Look at it. I keep saying trend is your friend. Trend is up. This channel is basically, well, there is a trend of following this channel, and that trend is your friend. And yeah, looks like we're going to come and tag the top of this. So looking very good. S&P looks like it's no, it hasn't. I was going to say it looks like it's going to have broken out of that little tight range, but it has not. But without actually fully measuring it, I'm pretty sure that's a closing weekly high there, closing daily high, closing every high that we closed on, apart from just some a little bit of intraday price action. So yeah, just yeah, like this is it. We've come full circle. Would you believe it? I do remember these times things are trundling along. I was hearing about obviously reports of things over in China, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, bang, and then just to think. We're basically still the economy is like it's on limp mode, and I wouldn't even call it limp mode in all fairness. It's probably on a limp mode of limp mode, and we are all the way back up there. We have a full detraction from reality, but that is fine. In all fairness, we have long time ago come to terms with this fact. That these are just propped up, and just basically the rich are getting richer because they own all of this, and the poor people don't own much shares, so they're not benefiting from this. What they do own is jobs, which they may not own much longer. So anyway, yes, we covered stock markets. We've covered gold. We'll have a quick look at silver, just because I like silver. Look at it. This as well. We tried to break out the pennant to the downside, but come on, this is a bull trend. We're going up. We're not going down, guys. We are not going down. Just look at Tesla. We're not going. Tesla made it out of a worse situation, so we're going up. I refuse to accept silver's going down. Gold silver ratio, look, is obviously well, it's bear flagging out. The price is bull flagging out. So. There we go. Yeah, back to Bitcoin, bounced off that line, as you can see. As I said, was pretty important level. We'd probably test and we'd probably do it in the video, and we just did it in the video. And now we're back above that, bounced off that line. We are back above the trend line. So now, if we can just turn this into a turning point for price action, then that everything will be very good. It'll probably look better. I mean, if I show you this I'll show you this on a 10-minute chart. We'll go absolute full kamikaze and look at this 10-minute chart. So look at that wick down. I mean, clearly that's what happens when you lose a trend line. There's your wick down. We obviously overshot this level a little bit, but back up, rallied all the way back up, back above it now. So if we can, well, realistically, this is the level, 11.6 650, get back above 11,650. We are going to start squeezing those shorts, and any longs that puke their positions are probably going to be looked to be buying back in. And let's hope we then get that push up to the top from this, and we don't get a failed push up like we got just there. Or just there. But this wick is considerably longer and lower and 3 important levels than this one. So this has truly hit liquidity pools and is now reacting as such. So can you get back above this level and then make some progress? We shall see. We won't see that on the video together though, guys, sadly. But we will now get off this 10-minute chart. It's making me making me itch. It's making me not really. It's not really making me itch. But yeah, so yeah, to the 4-hour chart, a more reasonable chart. Look, here we go, guys. This is the more reasonable chart to trade. Shout out to the people that shout out to the 10-minute chart, crackheads basically. But yeah, so as long as we hold this trend line, we obviously, you can see we have the wicks below it. It's not, we do have wicks. We don't touch it perfectly all the time, like here and here. But yeah, we have the wicks below it, and as long as we can get back above, then and I'm going to get back above this level especially, then yeah, Bitcoin will be looking good. So I think it may be an interesting weekend. I do think it will be an interesting weekend because I actually think the bias will be to the upside if at some point once we run down this 12-hour Stokes 12-hour stochastic, once this turns back up, I think we will then start to get this move back up in sympathy with the stock market strong closers, and then we'll end up with a huge gap on the CMEs, which is exactly what we want. So there we go. Right, so thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I will speak to you guys again in the morning, and yeah, hope you happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good week trading. It was a tough week trading this week, let's be honest. It was a tough week. Trading trading leveraged Bitcoin maybe wasn't so tough because we have some nice ranges, but if you were trying to trade any of these alts, you probably had a difficult time. I personally have done okay this week, but that is just because I've got quite lucky with I've got quite lucky with a few coins that have been doing particularly well, and managed to get on some spikes out of some coins. And I've just had this is one of those weeks where you can do okay, where you trade really well and you only end up doing okay because basically you're just shifting deck chairs around the Titanic. And then you get those other weeks where everything's just going to the moon. You don't really do a lot, don't really do anything fancy, and you just end up making loads of money, don't you? But today is one of those opposite weeks where you trade hard, and you only make a certain amount of profit. But I am obviously grateful for that, because I do know some people in alts are not doing too great at the moment. So right, there we go. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. One last time, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys in the morning.